Welcome to another episode of Veteran Soapbox. Today's episode is the first 30 days out of the Army. Some of you might know me well enough to know I've always wanted to get out of the military. Every enlistment, I thought about getting out. From Fort Carson, I thought about getting out. Then they offered me to go to Germany. Of course, I couldn't pass that up. I got to Germany, did 3 years there, and contemplated getting out. I actually was almost about to get out until they told me I was going to spend another winter in Germany. And then I said, hell no. So then I re-enlisted again, got to Fort Bliss, Texas, mid-deployment. I was like, all right, I'm getting out. And, I had aspirations of doing stupid stuff like working at the Nike outlet at a store at the district store. So, I get that 50% off of everything now. But we see how that worked out. So then I get back from deployment and I'm still contemplating getting out. I almost did. And then COVID hit. And I was like, damn, I'm probably not going to get no job because they probably not hiring people because of COVID. So then I re-enlisted again. And I went to Korea. And then after Korea, it was down. It was down from there. I had a bunch of soldiers, man. This should have scared you. Like, they really drained all the patience and energy I had out of me. Like, I had soldiers partying at the chapel. I had people, going home and lying about what they was doing at home. I had a soldier who let his mama drain his bank account, and he looking at me like, hey, sir, what can I do? I'm like, hey, shit you could do. Like, what you gonna ask the bank for your money back because you gave your mama, access to your account? Like, ain't nothing you could do, bro. Like, I'm sorry, ain't nothing you really do. And that really made me decide to get out. I was just like, I can't do this. Like, these new kids is too crazy. Like, they're doing the utmost. I'd rather be back on the line where people was getting DUIs and getting drunk at underage. I could deal with that. But people bring in problems from home and doing stupid stuff on posts. I'm just like this post isn't that big. Like, everybody's gonna know what you did. So you don't think you could not do it? But getting out wasn't the hardest decision. I would say the hardest decision is like trying to find out what you want to do when you get out. Because there's a lot of things to do that can make you money outside of the Army. And my first choice is IT. I went through I want to say a 2.5 month course on, the basics of IT, anywhere from network security to security plus to hardware to cloud services. And I didn't find it interesting not one bit. Now, I'm a tech person. Like, I could figure something out. And, it was just like being behind the computer for hours and hours. It just kind of drained me. And then I failed the first exam they had, too. That kind of depleted all morale for me. Like, I was kind of like, you know what? Maybe IT ain't for me. Maybe I need to do something else. And then I found a job working at a building supply company. And that wasn't bad either. It was kind of easy, but I was kind of in a manager and training program that was like 6 months long, and by month 2, I was already done. I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I want to actually get settled in my job. Like, doing this round robin training shit is for the birds. And I told the guy that hired me, I was like, hey man, like, we either need to pick up the pace or something. He's just like, hey man, you just got to ride it through. And I'm just like, fuck. So I ended up riding it through. But on the portion of getting out, I would say set yourself up for success. So before you step out of that uniform to step in the civilian world, make sure you have a plan they beat that into you constantly. Like, make sure you have a plan. There's too many people out here that I see get out of the military and don't know what the hell to do. They're just like, oh, I'm gonna rely on my disability, and then they file for disability, they don't get the amount they want. Now you scrambling because that was your plan A. You didn't have a plan B or a plan C. So I would say make sure you have a plan. I had a plan, didn't have a plan, kind of a little bit of both. Like I knew where I was gonna go. Like I knew I was just, applying to whatever, pays the bills until I figured out what I actually like doing, which I still haven't figured out yet. Currently I work from home, which is, okay, but at the same time, it doesn't really serve a purpose. It doesn't really feel like I'm doing anything. But always have a plan, and make sure you have savings. A lot of people get out of the military and ain't saved a dime, and they're like, oh, I got leave days saved up. Yeah, but them leave days is eventually gonna go away, and them bills in the military and outside the military are two totally different things. Like, I can't even tell you how much money I spent outside the military versus when I was in, because everything's covered when you're in the military. Besides, the little stuff like your phone bill, if you got a car, your car payment, your insurance, but everything else is low. Like these health insurance taxes they be put, man, when you get out, man, that's just a lot. I'ma just say that. Like my last check, they took out like, I want to say $200, and I'm like, ain't no fucking way, dog. Like where's the rest of my check? Like some certain things I should not be paying for, and it's just a different breed, man. I'm telling you, make sure you have a plan, make sure you have savings, like do whatever you gotta do, especially like them last 6 months. At least like have a job lined up, have an internship where it converts into a job, and keep the grind. Make sure you getting money where the money's good. But I couldn't do the military anymore. I tried the reserves. The reserves was actually a little more relaxed than I thought it was. Like I don't know, it was too relaxed. Like the way they were doing stuff was just, I don't know, it was just too slow. They don't do like the active duty. They kind of just do their own fucking thing, pretty much. Like they kind of like a separate entity from the active duty army. They kind of just do whatever they need to do to get by, and it was irking my last fucking nerve. Like, oh my god. And then I think it was just driving hella far to get to drill just for 2 days, because I switched from infantry to dental tech because I thought, oh shit, it might be something cool I could learn, but I ain't learned shit. I didn't do a damn thing. Every weekend I went to drill. Like I didn't do nothing with the dental techs. I didn't do nothing working in the dental office. Nothing. I was doing regular army shit, like fucking courses or getting some class about some private level stuff that anybody in the army who's been in more than a year should already know. So I was confused why I was even there. So I got out. I put in like my first month there. I seen the first day, I seen how I was gonna go, and I was like, all right, I'm up out of here. They was like, what? You're leaving already? Hell yeah, I'm leaving. Like this is not what I signed up for. I signed up to learn a new job. I haven't learned nothing. I was like, no. And then they got put on orders to go to Fort Hood, Texas. Hell no, I'm not going there. especially for a year. No, I'm not doing that. Fuck. No. Hell no. Especially Fort Hood. Now, if they would have went anywhere like El Paso, Fort Carson, that's about it. Anywhere else, I'd have been like, fuck no. But if they would have went there, then I probably would have stayed in. But no, it was literally just a waste of time. I was just getting paid to do the basic army shit that I was doing in active duty without the extra hoorah. So yeah. So my advice, don't sign up for the reserves if you like to chill, relax, not doing shit, wasting 2 days out of your month, you can go right a fucking head. But if you like me, if you like what the active duty was and what it composed of, then I wouldn't sign up for reserves. It's probably gonna be a waste of your fucking time. But other than that, getting out wasn't too bad. Like, other than paying some extra bills that you didn't really pay in active duty, it wasn't that bad. Like, it actually felt good. Like, I don't have no phone call at 2 o'clock in the morning because some dumbass got in trouble. I don't have 30 fucking text message groups about nothing, about somebody else or somebody's family. I don't know. It was kind of nice. Kind of get a piece of quiet. Like, I just like you kind of by yourself. Like, you get to figure out who you are outside of, what the army told you were and told you what to do. But it wasn't too bad. It feels pretty good. Like, especially like getting out of reserves. Like, that was just a check block. Like, let me try it out, see if I like it. Nope, I don't fucking like it, I'm gone. So that was kind of just a, get my feet in the water to see how it was, and I didn't like it, not one bit. But other than that, getting out is probably the best thing I did. I get to spend time with my family. I haven't done that in years. Like, I come home, while I was I come home for maybe like a week or two, and you miss a lot being in the army so long. Like, you go to the field all the time, you go training, you go deployment. Like, I swear, out of the 10 years in the army, I maybe spent 2 years, 2 to 3 years in the States out of the whole 10 years I've been in the army. Maybe 2.5. I wouldn't even say 3. The rest of my time has been overseas in Germany, fucking Kuwait, Poland. I went to Iraq. Like, I spent most of my time abroad. So, like, getting out now, like, it's kind of a sad moment because I don't get to travel as much. It's pretty difficult to travel with kids, but I haven't been back overseas since I left Korea in 2021. So it's kind of a little damper. You kind of gotta get back in the swing of things of traveling, but eventually I'll get there. But I'm still happy being on the outside versus being fucking aggravated with all these new rules and regulations. And god damn that ACFT, fuck that shit. That is the worst physical test I've ever taken in my life. We used to do it in Germany, actually, before it actually became a thing. We used to have this captain who was all hoo-hoo, a ranger dude, and he made it. I'm assuming somebody told him about it and kind of gave him a glimpse of it, but he did it. And we did it, I think it was quarterly, and boy, that shit kicked my ass. Especially when we did it in the snow, man. I was busting my ass, falling. This man had us carrying water cans, climbing. If you couldn't climb the rope, you had to do like 15-20 burpees. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, this man is on crack. And then, what do you know, a year later, the fucking ACFT comes out. I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, I'd rather stick to the norm, run 2 miles, do 2 minutes of push-ups, 2 minutes sit-ups. Like, y'all just being fucking extra. I don't think they ever realized like how bad they made people's injuries worse by creating this whole fucking new system of how to measure your physical fitness. Like, I don't know. Tell me how y'all feel in the comments, but I don't know about that. That shit was kind of a drag for me. Like, I was just like, what the fuck? Like, why are we doing this? I don't get it. Like, this shit is ass. like this shit just makes my whole body hurt. It's like a full body workout, but at the end of it, only your fucking legs are sore. And I still don't understand that. Like, but I will never take it again. I guarantee that. But let me get to my special guest. On today's episode, we have a special guest here. He's going to answer a couple questions about his time in the military and what he looks forward to getting out. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the crowd.
My name is Kevin Michael Harrell. I am a 25 uniform, which is a signal operations support specialist in the United States Army. It's basically working with radios, communications, all that jazz. I basically also go around visiting computers and printers and all that jazz.
So tell the people what has you on the edge of getting out of the military.
Well, for me, I always knew that being in the military was just a stepping stone, that it would open doors for me. I mean, if it led to a 20-year career, cool. But for me, I was like, nah, my 6 years is good enough. It's time for me to go. I see the direction that the Army is going, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good on that.
What direction is that?
Well, I just feel like from what I've been told my time in, I'm not saying that the Army is soft. I just feel like as an organization, it's not very good at taking care of its people. And I've seen that firsthand. And I just feel like that's what you have to do in this kind of business, because it is a business as well. War is a business, you know. You can't have a war without people. And if you lose your people, you're losing your war, right? So I just feel like if I feel like the Army is not going to take care of me, then I have to do what I have to do for myself, take care of myself.
What are you most excited about getting out of the military?
So many things. Not having to wake up early for PT, not having to wake up at 0334 range that doesn't go hot until 09, but you don't start shooting until 1300 and you don't leave until 1800. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just little things like that. Not having to pull no more CQ, no more staff duty. No more getting phone calls at 2 a.m. because you're supposed to got a DUI. You know, just things like that. Like being able to do what I want on my weekends, not have to worry about what anybody else is doing. You know what I mean?
Right. What are you gonna miss the most?
The boys. It's always the boys. Not the camaraderie for sure. Like suffering for the sake of suffering is trash. But suffering with your brothers, like, I guess you can call that trauma bonding, but I don't want to use that term. I feel like that's what people equate to nowadays, and I understand it, but that's not what I want to call it, you know?
It's kind of like you're all enjoying the suck together. So yeah. it makes it worth it. At the same time, you know it's bullshit.
Oh, completely, 100%. 100%.
What do you think is gonna be your most difficult time transitioning out of the military and becoming a civilian?
So for all the crap that the Army has put me through, I will say like the support, knowing you pretty much have a guaranteed paycheck the first and the 15th of every month, you know, barring government shutdown, content. You know, like you have your like your medical covered, your dental covered, and your vision covered, all that jazz covered, right? For you and your family. I'm single. I don't have a family, but you get what I'm saying.
Right.
Just basically having that cushion, you know, it's like, okay, I'm broke now, but I know I got this coming up, so I can account for that. You know what I mean? And just knowing that I'm gonna have to get used to not having that cushion anymore. It's just, I feel like that's been the most difficult part. And I've also, with having that, I just feel like that it just means I have to figure things out on my own now. I don't have someone else telling me what to do, when to do it, where to do it, you know?
Right, you feel like you got that parent off your shoulder.
For better or for worse, but hopefully for the better.
What's one thing you did in the Army that you're very proud of?
It's gonna sound so basic, but I think the proudest thing I did in the Army was just graduate basic training.
Oh man!
I know. Listen,
not basic training.
I'm a fool. Like I haven't done anything cool. I haven't gone on the combat deployment. I've been the Europe once, and I've been to Korea twice. Like, that's nothing to speak. There's nothing to be proud of. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a PT stud. I'm not a ranger or anything like that. I'm just whatever. You know what I mean? So, I mean, okay, maybe making my sergeant. That's something, but just making it through, because I ain't gonna lie. When I was going through basic, I thought I was gonna make it. Like, he was bad. Lo and behold, I was surprised, but I'm like, I'm wearing the beret. They call the soldiers at Hilton Field, and I'm walking up through the smoke and stuff. I was like, holy shit, this was just like,
Yeah, it's definitely like, you know, it's like, can you make it through hell? And that's what basic training is. Like, they don't tell you everything that goes on during basic training. They don't tell you, you know, they're gonna smoke the shit out of you. They kind of tell you, you know, you're gonna get a bunch of people yelling at you, but they still don't prepare you for that. There's no type of training to prepare for you to have a grown man spitting in another grown man's face just for the simple fact that, oh, I'm over you, or, you know, oh, I'm in charge of you. I get to tell you what to do. They definitely don't prepare you for that.
Exactly. No, they can't prepare you for that. You have to learn literally just by going through it.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to take this interview. Appreciate you coming through.
Hey, no problem, man. Thank you for having me.
No problem. I wish you the best of luck. Like I told you the other day, if you got any questions, let me know.
Oh, you know I'll be in touch.
Thank you.